Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Well, good morning. It's Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. I have a secret, and I promised I wouldn't spill the beans until the 28th, but the act that is closing out Bands in the Sands this year will be on fire. Tickets aren't on sale yet, but when they do go on sale, you will need to jump on them fast. I haven't been this excited in a while. It is the perfect act for that event. Trust me on that one. We have the exclusive on it. We'll tell you when tickets are going on sale and the name of the act next Monday. All right, enough taunting and teasing. Let's get into the news, shall we? Here's a head scratcher for you. The Anne Arundel County Police arrested a 12-year-old and charged him with robbery. The juvenile victim was walking along the 7900 block of Ritchie Highway in Glen Burnie when the suspect implied that he had a gun and demanded property. He went through the victim's pockets and fled the scene. Police arrived, and in short order, a canine found the kid hiding in a wooded area, and he was taken into custody. 12 years old. And yesterday, we told you about the two people who were shot while driving in a rideshare in Annapolis. Well, another man was shot at while driving along Forest Drive. This one was in the middle of the day at 12:30 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. The man was driving on Forest Drive near South Cherry Grove Avenue. That's Lido Pizza CVS store. And another vehicle fired the shots. The police do say that the, quote, incident began at the Shell gas station near Quiet Waters Park. He was not injured, and police are saying they're not releasing any more information until it, quote, becomes appropriate. More political confusion, and I will definitely say I told you so. We know that the deadline to file for office was pushed back, and then the primary was pushed back, and now that has also pushed back a ton of other dates. The deadline to register to vote now is June 28th. The deadline to request a mail-in ballot is now July 12th. Early voting is now starting on July 7th and runs through the 14th. And all of that is predicated that the primary is not pushed even further back as the cases work their way through the courts. Not too long ago, the primary was always held in September, but the legislature changed it. I suspect it was changed to give them more time to re-raise money for the general election in case they drew a challenger. Hey, here's some good news. They think they found a way to unstick the stuck tanker off of Gibson Island. They're going to use dynamite. No, I'm just kidding. Apparently, they're going to dredge it back into the channel and set it free. All of the permits have been issued, and a good thing it didn't get stuck in Annapolis because it'd never leave if they were waiting on permits, but it is expected to take 1 to 2 weeks to do it. When they dig enough of the muck from the bottom of the bay, the ship will release some ballast to get it a little bit lighter. They're going to get a mini flotilla of tugboats to start tugging on it, and they will use its engines to ultimately get it back underway. Meanwhile, the Coast Guard is investigating what caused the grounding to start with. Just a quick reminder, music students, if you are planning to go to college and study music, AM/FM has some money for you in the form of the Tim King Music Performance Scholarship. Criteria: current Anne Arundel County student preparing to graduate this May or June, that's public or private, be active in high school music program, be pulling a 3.0 or higher, and intend to pursue a bachelor's in some music field when you get to college. You'll also going to need to submit a short performance video, and all of the details can be found at am-fm.org. And the deadline for that one is April 15th. Annapolis Restaurant Week is underway, and I love this week. Yesterday, we asked for a joke that made me laugh the most, and I got about 35 responses. Most were really, really, really lame. The best one I got, who will win a $50 gift certificate to Cafe Mezzanotte, was from Anthony Dove. And his joke was, I bought a sail for my boat on Amazon, and I realized it was the wrong size. So I called to cancel, and they said, sorry, that sail has shipped. Bump. Hey, Anthony, send me another email with your mailing address, and I will send you this $50 gift card to Cafe Mezzanotte. It is good for a year, so you don't have to go during this week. Thank you very much for playing. But the others that got a snicker from me, and I'm not going to read all of the jokes because they were kind of lame, but they did get a snicker. I do have some parting gifts, a $25 gift card to Mother's Peninsula Grill. So Jessica Packler, Lisa Clark, Tim McArdle, and Tom, whose email displays as TG, Send me a mailing address and I will send you gift cards to Mother's Peninsula Grill. Up today, we're going to give a $50 gift card to, let's do Fed House. Give me a guess as to who you think may be playing Bands in the Sand. If you're right, you're going to win. If you come closest to an artist that I think is in the same vein, sorry about that, AM/FM, I didn't mean to steal your name there, but you're going to win. And there may be some consolation prizes again. And finally, it is Ticket Tuesday from Rams Head on Stage. Man, we're giving away a lot of stuff today. I have some great seats to see a great comedian this Saturday night, Brian Scalaro, Saturday night. The show's at 8 o'clock, I believe. And if you want to laugh it up this weekend, just send me an email and ask. I'm going to pick a random winner from those that want to go. And make sure that you check out all the other great shows coming up at ramsheadonstage.com. Podcast news up this Saturday on the Local Business Spotlight, Changing Patterns Psychotherapy, and next weekend it is the Liquor Mart and Deli. That's that red and yellow building over there on the corner by the mall. Again, keep those suggestions coming and keep letting your friends know about the Daily News Brief. So much appreciated. All right, that's it for the news. But first, a quick thank you to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief: Solar Energy Services, the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company, Rehab to Perform, and Alpha Engineering. So now hang tight. Scott MacMullan is back with his legal briefs. And of course, we have George Young from DC MDVA Weather standing by with your locally forecast weather report. All of that coming up in just a bit.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Tuesday, March 22nd. Yesterday brought a very nice weather start to the work and school week for the Annapolis region, and today will bring more of the same ahead of a couple of days of rain before more sunshine returns Friday through the weekend. Expect tons of sun today, with highs in the mid to upper 60s, with rain expected then Wednesday, with temps back down near 60 degrees, 4 p.m. highs, ahead of more showers extending into Thursday, with temps warming again into the mid to upper 60s before sunshine returns Friday through Sunday, with highs Friday and Saturday likely around 60 degrees before chilly low 50s for p.m. highs on Sunday. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe, and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, as well as through our website at dcmdvaweather.info, and definitely download our DCMDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google App Stores.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company.
Did you know that home values jumped over 10% on average in 2020? And we are expected to see more increases over the next 3 to 6 months. What's causing this rise in value? First, limited inventory. We have about 60% fewer homes on the market right now than we did the same time last year. Second, low interest rates. People can afford more home right now, and that is very appealing. Third, increased buyer demand. We literally have over 20 interested and qualified buyers waiting for the right home to come on the market, and we are not alone. If you were ever thinking of timing the market just right to get the highest price in recent history, your time has come. My team is available and ready. Give us a call today. We'll check your home's value and break neighborhood records.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
Are you an active adult or competitive athlete dealing with an injury keeping you from being at your best? Then Rehab to Perform is here to get you back to your full potential. R2P is a unique fitness-focused physical therapy company with 4 locations in Maryland. More like a training room and a personal training studio than a medical facility. R2P offers physical therapy for lower back pain, overuse injuries, post-surgery, muscle pulls, chronic pain, and more. R2P also offers rehabilitation for concussions and mild traumatic brain injuries. To learn more, visit rehabtoperform.com.
You never know when you might need an attorney. It could be when the lights light up on the police car behind you. Or maybe you have $1 million idea and need to incorporate. From wills and trusts to car wrecks and arrests, Scott MacMullan with the Annapolis-based Scott MacMullan Law, LLC, is here to offer some insight for you with today's legal brief.
Hello, everyone. This is Scott MacMullan, and this is your legal brief. Today, I'm going to talk about the 5 common dispositions of a criminal case. These are the 5 things that happen at the end of a criminal case. First, not guilty. It is what it is. You've been accused of a crime, and now you're found not guilty by a judge or a jury. This is a complete acquittal of what you're charged with, and the case is dropped, and you are not guilty, and you are free to leave. Second thing is what's called a nolle prosequi, or short null pros. This is translated as unwilling to proceed. The state's attorney is unwilling to proceed with the charges. A formal motion in a case by the state's attorney indicating that the charges will not be prosecuted. This is also a very good disposition with a case. It means the state's attorney is choosing not to go forward with it, which means you're not going to have a conviction on your record and you will be eligible for expungement. Stet. This is translated to stand. A conditional stay of all further proceedings in a case. On motion of the state's attorney, the court may indefinitely postpone trial of a charge by marking the charge stet, S-T-E-T, on the docket. This means that the state's attorney is choosing to put the case on the inactive docket. They're motioning the court to accept the stet, and to do so, the defendant must waive their right to a speedy trial. This is also a good outcome, and sometimes there's conditions for the state's attorney to put this on a stet, whether it's community service, complete an alcohol course, complete anger management. These are all conditions of a stet. If the defendant doesn't complete those, the state's attorney, in theory, can take the case off the shelf, off the inactive docket, and then proceed with the case. This is a good outcome because there's no conviction, and the state's attorney is just putting the case to the side, and they kind of just have it hanging over the defendant's head. Another disposition is the infamous probation before judgment, or PBJ for short. A conditional avoidance of imposition of sentence after conviction. Failure to satisfy the terms and conditions may cause imposition of sentence after a finding of violation of probation. So probation before judgment means means you don't have a record, much of a record, any prior offenses, and so this would likely be your first time being convicted of a crime, or a first time recently convicted of a crime. And the judge, you're basically saying you are guilty of the crime, and then the judge, after hearing that you don't have much of a record and hearing about all the good things you've done, the judge chooses to strike that guilty finding and give you what's called probation before that guilty judgment. And so if you're asked if you've ever been convicted of a crime, you can honestly say that you have not been convicted of a crime. And of course, the last disposition for a criminal case is a guilty finding. A jury or a judge has to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, which is a high burden of proof to have that be found against you. So those are the 5 common dispositions or outcomes when you're charged with a crime. Disclaimer, the information in this podcast is intended for information purposes only. Listening to this podcast does not create an attorney-client relationship. The information in this podcast is prepared for a general audience and is not nor intended to be legal advice. If you seek legal advice, we invite you to call Scott MacMullan Law, LLC at 443-494-9775. Our office is located in downtown Annapolis with parking available upon request.
The benefits of a good night's sleep are well documented. Sleeping well prevents weight gain, improves concentration and creativity, and boosts the immune system. So, what keeps you up at night? If you run a business, then the security of your computer network may be one of those things. Threats like ransomware and phishing are becoming increasingly sophisticated and pose a real risk to any business. Don't let these cyber threats keep you up at night. At Alpha, they've been helping their customers sleep better for over 30 years by monitoring in real time and hardening network defenses. And for those irritating IT issues that arise every day, Alpha's just a phone call away, helping your business run smoothly and helping you sleep better knowing Alpha is on guard. Give Alpha a call to see if they can ease your worries and help you get the rest you deserve. Find them at alphagetsit.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at EyeOnAnnapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.